Hello, this is WarLord. Today we're going to take a look at one of the easiest features that a beginner can use to make their scenes look a little better, and that is volumetric lighting. And we're also going to throw in with a character interacting with softcloth to just see what you can do with this type of lighting. So, let's get started. To start with, I've loaded the Pin 4 softcloth. Now I'm just going to duplicate it, and I'm going to leave just a little slit there. And as you can see, it's got some softcloth features to it. So now, what I'm going to do next is add the character, and then I'm going to drag and drop the open curtains motion onto the character. Now this character is already pre-positioned, so it walked right up to the curtain and parted it without any problems. Now your character is more likely to be positioned somewhere else, and you're going to get a different result when you first walk up to the curtain. All you can do is just go through and make adjustments until you get it in the proper position. It doesn't take that long. I just didn't film it here because I didn't want you to have to watch me go through that process. It took maybe a minute or so to get to this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the auxiliary lighting. Then I'm going to turn on the spotlight, and you'll see immediately we have bleed through. And it's kind of hard to have an effect when you already have the effect bleeding through. So nothing really happens when you open the curtains. What we have to do is drill down to the actual cloth, not the dummies it's attached to, but the cloth, and then go into the texture and set the texture as two-sided. That way the light won't project through it and it'll capture it like it's supposed to. You just do it for one and that does it for the other since it's duplicate. And as you can see, we have the effect that we're looking for. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the spotlight. Now this is something I highly encourage you to experiment with as far as placement goes. Whether you raise it up or down to the side will change the way the effects come through the curtains. So that just needs experimentation. As you can see there, it was set dead center. And I've got a blue scattering on it. And of course all your controls for volumetric light are over here. And this is what you need to play with. While you're just learning it, you may want to jack up the values where you can really see the light. And then go back and make it more subtle later. Now what makes this whole scene easier to work with are the fact that I have dummies, just boxes shrunk down and attached to the hands, and I have them set as dummies so they don't show or render. And you will see that the dummies are even different sizes because you can change that size depending on how you want it to interact. So these dummies are actually what's interacting with it. And depending on camera angle, you may see some distance between the hand and the curtain or the arm and the curtain. You just go in and adjust the dummies or the collision dummies. And that's all there is to it. As you can see, nothing here was that difficult. Probably the most time-consuming thing was getting the 3D block out of 3D blocks under props and sizing it and placing it to fit the hands, then turning on the physics for it. But other than that, there's not that much to doing something like this. Now, volumetric lighting can be overused, but it can also add a lot of atmosphere to a scene, depending on what you're going to do with it. Anyway, I hope this helps.